As a woman, how do you feel about the sexism in wrestling? The women are always treated as, bimbos and hoes, and it's very derogatory towards women in general. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's entertainment. It's a male-dominated company, and a lot of the males want to see, a lot of the TNA going around and whatnot. And
unfortunately, the women's role in wrestling is more TNA. Back in the old days, you'd have Moolah and a bunch of women that looked like lesbian truck drivers. They were tough, they were burly, but you know what? They wrestled back then. It wasn't so much TNA. They had pretty girls back then too, but today it's let's get these fitness models and ex-porn stars and such. And I want to see wrestling.
The fix was in from the start. Tammy and Missy. Whoa.
I did one match was my favorite. It was me versus my friend Amanda Conda. It was Ratty versus Amanda Conda, and it was in chocolate pudding. It was a sewer match where I had my manager at the time was Creamy the Clown, and the referee was a mime. And I did it at this gay club called Berlin in Chicago, and I had people throwing powdered donuts at us. We were just rolling around in all this pudding, and afterwards we just had people licking all the pudding off of us, and it was just good, messy fun.
So when you tell or show your family about your unusual career path, how do they react?
My mom just thinks it's me trying to get attention, that there was some deep, dark disturbance that I'm trying to get her to become aware of, but she just doesn't quite understand. It's a passion, it's storytelling, it's fun things like that. I think they're tickled pink deep down inside, and they laugh about it, but they have to be the southern, oh, not my baby would never do something like that, oh my god, it was so embarrassing, but they're deep down going, yeah, go get him, Ratty.
I don't want that to be part of my show. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of women on my show. I have Hooters girls, and I have ring cage girls who are card girls, and they are all sexually dressed. I have female managers that come out, and they are sexually dressed, but we don't have the boobs hanging out, we don't have crotch shots, and we don't have behavior that would be offensive to a grandmother, because my grandmothers are in the show.
He's talking about the women today, the valets and stuff. They come out with skimpy outfits.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. We had women wrestlers based out of Ohio, big time in the 60s and 70s, and they really drew. They also had the midgets.
Yeah,
they had everything.
They had that back in those days, Dwayne. It was a different way.
Yeah.
And so when they come out and they're real smug and say, oh, the kids and all of that. Women drew better than men in wrestling, and the men, they hated it. Kowalski wrote, we went into detail about this, where he said he was one of the few wrestlers, he used to ride with the women, that liked them. They used to get upset because the old-time males, the traditionalists, would say, oh, but he said they made him a bigger paycheck than the males did, so he used to like the women around. So at one time, that actually outdrew in the late 40s the men. And then finally, the politics of it, and the men just pushed the women aside.
Acknowledge! It's a three-way dance, catfight style!
The women are hotter than the men. They are. I hate to, well, I don't know if I hate to admit that, but part of me doesn't like admitting that, because it's more, it began men who were wrestling, and now women have come into it. That's nice. I just had a fly land on my nose, and they're hot. They sell tickets. People come out to see them.
Hey, watch this drop kick. I'll send it to the moon.
This is her first pro match now, and she doesn't know how to hold back. So a couple of times she actually smacked him, and I noticed that, and he got her back a couple of times too.
Up there, you'll break the hole. No. Break the hole. No. Hang in there, you gotta stay there. Break that hole, break the hole. the choke. Come on, 1, 2, come on, 4. Come on, break that up.
And I don't know if you know, there's a part in wrestling where they spread your legs and they pull you into the ring post and they're supposed to get you in the nuts. She did it for real.
Like, you know, this time you can tell when you're watching, you know, videotape, you can tell when somebody is actually really grabbing somebody's nuts and doing some damage. And that's what's missing from professional wrestling today.
I'm sorry.
And I understand you got some scratches on your back right now. Are you in terrible pain right now?
She actually connected one of the testicles. That hurt.
That was for real there.
It wasn't intended, but it actually did make contact on his nuts, and it did hurt.
Thank you for watching Pop Culture Paradox. And if you liked what you see, please subscribe to this channel and like this video and come back for more.